Welcome back. At this point, you can see again on London front-end server, our deployment is now completed successfully. We'll click on OK. And from here, again, you can see in this case, if we had more than one server, we would go in and do the same updates on those machines. And then finally, in this case, you can see we need to open up our management command in this case and actually do a start CS pool commandlet. So we'll bring up our Skype for Business. Start CS pool. We'll call file new name, London. And again, at this point, it's preparing our server list, and then one by one, we'll be engaging our services. At this point, I'm going to go and close this window. Notice in this case, to start all other servers in the pool, as in a mediation pool or an edge pool or anything else, we'd actually start the services. Now, while I'm waiting for that to come, to finish in this case, we're going to go a little refresh here and see what we've got coming up. On our control panel that's actually in Redmond. Okay, so again, the status, and we're just sort of waiting for, in this case, obviously our services to come up, and then replication and everything else. So at this point, we're just sort of waiting at the moment, again, for the services to start on our London pool. At that point, hopefully we should have both our sites up and working in Skype for Business. It's interesting to note that during the deployment that it actually removed my links down here on the bottom from the old topology builder, the old control panel, and the old management shell. So that's sort of an interesting little tidbit to find out in this case, that it goes in and actually removes or unconnects the links, if you want to say, to the shortcuts that were on the taskbar. So, okay, so at that standpoint, we've got a server in this case, or our servers are up and running in this case. If we actually wanted to bring up services, this is something we probably could have looked at before we actually did the full deployment. But you notice in this case that our link services should be removed. So if I try to go down to the L section of this, we don't have any configurations. But if we go down to the S section, here you go. So here are all of our Skype for Business services. Again, audio, bandwidth, call park, centralized conferencing services, front-end services up and running in this case. So everything is now running in this case from our Skype configuration. So So at that point, let's see what happens if we open up our control panel here. So let's see, here's our control panel. This time we'll choose our London pool. Yes, we're now looking at the Skype for Business control panel, so we don't have the 2013 panel anymore. We'll sign back in. A little bit of a silver light error there. All right, looks like we got a little bit of a hiccup here, so let's try closing this and try this again. All right, so it looks like we got a little bit of a script there, but I'm going to move this over just a little bit to the left and bring up the Redmond front-end server, of which we have the Skype control panel up. And if you take a look at the Skype control panel, let's go back to home for a moment, go back to topology, and in this case, here we go, London FE1, status up and running. Redmond, of course, we've already checked before. And we can look at the other configurations as well too. So like if we go and find it, we do actually still have our users here. They're still honed on the different pools, so London pool and Redmond pool. Our voice routes are still here from our dial plans. Our voice policies are still here. The routes are still configured in this case. So all of that information, again, was still in the central management store. And again, it's just as we've updated this. So other than it looks like, again, a little bit of a hiccup here waiting for our something in the script, in this case, of our control panel on London on that part of it, which everything else in this case is up and running on that part of it. So welcome to a nice way to be able to go in and, like I said, other than it looks like a little bit of a hiccup here on the last part of the control panel of the London machine, that this is what you can do to go in and actually do an in-place upgrade.